everybody. What's going on? How are you? This is Theodore Beaulieu shouting out from Inglewood, California. Hi. Hope you're doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well. Hmm. I promised everybody that I'd find you, sweet Lord. I didn't, as a psychic, as a spirit worker, a conjurer, and woodworker practitioner. I don't necessarily like getting involved concerning spirit readings. I do that every day. I'm always reading for somebody. Always, always, always. Being a clairvoyant and a medium, um, I do absolutely get involved. Of course I do. Absolutely do. Um, the thing about it is, I don't necessarily. This Nolan Wells thing is coming on, and then I'm seeing other psychic readers getting involved. And some of the things I just don't like. I really don't like what I'm hearing. With other psychic readings, it's just, when you tap in, I'm actually looking for a really good, because I've been watching it, I've been working it all day, sewing, greasing things. As I'm sewing, I'm literally just watching, looking at some of these things. So I think, we're going to look at law and crime. But I want those, pretty much all of you, uh, pretty much all of you know exactly what a Nolan Wells is. Let's look at Nancy Grace for a little bit, definitely. What you know, Nancy? Listen, before we do that, I want to just go about telling what I know, at least what I'm feeling right now. Nancy Grace looks so hot right there. Uh, as a psychic reader, a lot of times you feel things around you. Just because you feel things doesn't automatically mean that you should act on them. I'm a really big believer in, just because you feel something, know something, even if spirit wants to understand, if spirit folks want to talk to you for whatever reason. And I'm not saying Nolan Wells wants his spirit wants to speak to me. Absolutely not. That's actually not the case at all. I don't really feel him at all. But I was going to go through my tarot cards and see what I can find out divination wise. I don't feel him. What I do feel, tapping into him, is that there's a lot of attention on him and the energy he doesn't like. There's also a lot of energy of him being um, having to heal, being very sad. He's around his mother and his father a lot in spirit. There's a lot of sadness that's there, getting used to not having skin, definitely. Um, but to give everybody a really good idea what the case is about, let's look at Nancy Grace and see what she's talking about. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Watching this case too, as well. Not even just being a psychic, just being someone with common sense. The whole phone thing. They, he left. I can understand him not wanting to put his phone in the water, so he left it on the boat someplace else. But the whole thing about it is this, though. Um, why did they have his phone? Mind you, his mother had used the app to find his phone. Found out that his phone was actually with his friends. Mind you, she couldn't find Nolan, but she found his phone. Why did they still have his phone? And then called her from the phone. And mind you, left him wherever they left him, on that damn demon island. What's it called, Devil Island? Lord, they left him there. No phone, no keys, no anything. Why did his friends have his phone? That's the first thing that really kind of really made me feel very weary, even psychically, about the friends, so-called friends. Because of the simple fact, whereas you don't do that to people, you do not do that to people, that you don't do that to a friend. You simply don't. You do not do that to a friend at all. That's a lie. And you know what? I think I know. I think I know how. This is from Dan Abrams, by the way. I think I know exactly how I'm going to approach this. We're going to talk about this for about an hour. I think I know exactly how I'm going to approach this because I was looking on how I could. I was going to read from my Hoodoo tarot cards, which I probably still will. But as they do come, I'm going to bounce through videos as they do commentary, and then as doing that, then give what I feel, what I felt psychically. What he just said, conversation with Tyler Cox. Tyler Cox is a lawyer, a really scuzzy lawyer, just really, really horrible lawyer. Tyler Cox is actually one of Donald Trump's lawyers. Kind of gives you an idea. Um, and what he's saying is that, no, listen to what he's saying. That's a lie. Absolutely a lie. And how I know that's a lie psychically, the thing about it, I was watching a report. This was with Dr. Umar, and then from there, because I've been, while working, looking at this from time, over and over from time to time, and I watched a report of. I should pull that. I should pull that video up. I'm gonna pull that video up sometime in this presentation. And it kept mentioning the phone. And the way I work psychically, spirit wise, is this. I will get I call them pings. And pings to me, somebody just hit me up. Hold on. Pings to me, is this who I think it is? Oh, hi, honey. Okay, yeah. This is my client. She's doing a lot better. Yeah, much, much better with the red contra candle. That is such great news. Beautiful, 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 sweetie. Great, 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 great. Now, I kept getting a ping, a spiritual ping about the phone. Like, what the heck is that about? Seriously. And I kept over and over and over again. I kept feeling it. From each video, I'm sitting here sewing, minding my own business. Hey, having a little chocolate. And a ping, another ping. Like, oh my God, what is that? What is that? And so, okay, put everything down. Okay, apparently Spirit wants to talk to me. Okay, fine, whatever. And I just got this gentle flush of energy. It's very gentle flush of energy. Nothing too embarrassing. They got his phone, okay? His mother was using an app called 360, her and her friend. They went by their house very late at night, and I believe this is from Nolan energy or from my guide's energy, from my ancestors letting me know. And then, I feel that I can see the mother knocking on the door. The lights are out. They cut the lights off. Anything like they're pretending like they're not there. Finally, they open up the door for some time. Finally, they open up the door. I can feel that. And then, they asked for the phone and something else. It wasn't just the phone. She asked for something else too as well. And it took forever to get them the phone. They were deleting things. You feel that energy the energy of treachery, hot energy, sharp energy, like acid reflex for your soul. It's hot. It's lies. It is treachery. You do feel it. You absolutely feel it. They absolutely went ahead, did, and they erased information off that phone. Now I want to go deeper. Like, okay, what ancestors? What did they erase? And my grandmother Ruby is telling me they're erasing information. Like they erased a series of girls Nolan was hugging or saying hello to. These was just sweet photos, but also two videos of confrontation, videos of some guy, his cameras in front of some guy who kept fussing with him, some guy who kept arguing with him. It's like, you know what? I'm going to show this to the school. I'm going to show this to everyone. You're not who you say you are. You're not my friend. You're pretending you are fake. He's like, Nolan was like, Nolan, I need to show people this. Like you, and mind you, there are tons of people. This is on the island. Tons of people just looking. So they got their phones out. Nolan has his phone out too. He has his phone out. His phone, I felt that phone was this type of protection for him. For him, it was to protect him. Like, I got proof that you guys aren't what you pretend to be. You're not my friends. Because the situation started to get very irate. So let's go on. I wonder if you guys can hear that. I hope you guys can. I hope you guys can hear that. Nancy Grace is just, mind you, Tyler Cox is one of the lawyers. Um, One of the lawyers representing the quote unquote friends. Uh, yeah, it's not looking good. Okay, about that going on. The parents, Nolan's parents, have not given access to the phone. They haven't given access to other things. They've asked the cops. The thing about it, this is Mississippi, and I did that earlier today working here, and I kept hearing over and over and over again. Why won't the family hand over the phone? I knew that. You don't have to be psychic to know what the hell that is. They're not handing over the phone. They want to work with the phone, definitely. They want to work with these people. They absolutely do. But they're not going to hand over the phone specifically because his mother and father are afraid if they hand over that phone, they're going to they're going to either lose the phone and or lose or get rid of information that's on there. This is actually evidence tampering or prepping the phone. They want to do this together at a coordinated space in Mississippi, by the way. So they actually sent out a legal brief. They actually sent out a legal release today stating that they absolutely want to release the phone. They want to release the phone. They want to do this, but in a way that is very organized. Exactly. They're not going to just hand that phone over to the police department, the Mississippi Police Department. They're not going to do that because what did they do the first time? They're afraid that they're going to get rid of the evidence. And mind you, now this is where a little nosy nosy comes in. What I feel is on that phone. A lot of people have been wondering, including myself, why isn't the mother much more upset? Well, one, she doesn't have the luxury to fall out, to just be all over the place. She doesn't have that luxury. She has to get justice for her child. Well, you have time for that later. Right now, it's foot to the metal, foot to the pedal. You have to go about making sure that you get justice for Nolan, definitely. Now, I also feel one of the reasons why that, and I felt this earlier, just got another spiritual ping. I feel that phone has so much information on it. And that's why she's not handing. That's why they're not handing it over. It has enough information. I know it does. Scenes, pictures, videos that are going to throw those boys under the bus where they belong. It's going to literally heat things up concerning the charges. It's going to heat things up. It's going to prove Officer Tatum a whole liar, by the way. He's lying. Now, this is the spiritual ping I got from my ancestors. They absolutely, on that phone it is a lot of information now. And there are videos on there. I feel that videos and pictures that are absolutely going to blow this whole case wide freaking open. It's going to blow this case wide open. Oh my God. It's going to blow this case open. And that's why I feel the mother is not as, she's bothered, of course, because her baby's gone. That's a given, of course. But I feel that there is a sense of not peace, but a sense of, I'm going to get the justice I need. I guess, hold on. I guess you can call that peace in a really strange way. And I looked at her today in a press conference that was held a few days ago, and I can sense that peace. That peace only comes from the fact whereas she knows her child is going to get justice. They have something that is going to blow this case wide open. They have something that's going to make sure that the right person gets thrown, not in jail, but under the freaking jail. And I can feel that. Let's see what the hell is going on with here. Now, this is Dan Abrams. This is Nancy Grace. Hold on. Can you hear that? I don't think y'all can hear that because I'm not seeing. Listen, one of y'all go and chat and tell me if you can hear that. Hey, Divine Honey, what's going on? Can you hear that? Can you hear Nancy Grace? Mm. God, Brandon Tatum. Oh, you can't hear? Okay, yeah, you guys can't hear? Okay, honey. I may have to put on the control captions. Hold on just a minute. Let me see if I can toggle this. Hold on. Now I'm sharing the screen. What is this right here? This wonderful winner. Hi, lady. Hi, lady Delish. What's going on, honey? Hold on. Stop screen. My screen is going well. Oh, I got out of the screen. Hold on. Share screen. Allow. And then we're going to go over here again. And share entire screen. Oh, not entire screen. No. Get out of there. That's just me again. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do it again. Hi, what's going on, honey? I hope you're doing fine. Hold on. Allow. We're just gonna go over here. There we go, honey. And yeah, share this window there. Now, how do I go about so you guys can hear her? Well, Nancy Grace basically is just now. This is Officer Tatum. You know what I can do is put on the closed captions, so you guys can read along with me and see what this person is talking about. Now, this is Officer Tatum. Actually, it's kind of good that you can, because they may try to get me. Yeah, I know. They try to get me on and block me, whatever. But let him go on and talk. This guy's nefarious. He's just nefarious. Let's see what he says. Let's talk about this for a moment. Yeah. Yeah. Now they're talking about Nolan's family cooperating. Yeah. Yeah, Nancy Grace is talking about them subpoenaing him. So Nancy Grace is talking about them. Can't they subpoena the phone itself? They absolutely could subpoena the phone. The judge absolutely could do that. Absolutely do that. Uh, then they'll have to get the phone. My advice to the family before, because I feel psychically that this is going to end up happening. They're going to end up subpoenaing the phone as well. The only reason why they haven't done it, which, mind you, is a clear example of how sloppy this investigation is in Mississippi concerning the Nolan Wells case. This investigation is just chaotic. I felt that the last 2 weeks, last week and a half, when I really started paying attention to it, it's so incredibly chaotic. These people do not know what they're doing. Now, keep in mind, I first thought that They don't know what they're doing, yes, of course, but the energy that I get, that the upending energy, the heavy energy, the top ending energy that I'm really getting from these people is the fact that they don't care. Now, how when someone who doesn't care in a case like this, that type of energy, how does it feel to me as a psychic? It feels very treacherous, but it's a type of feeling that's very arrogant. Arrogant to me feels very there's an airhead, there's a spirit of the air. It's like an energy of the head space, but it's very hot. It's very angry. It's very rageful, but it feels very much like a headspace energy that's there, and that's arrogance for me. It's that feeling, energy signature has been that way since I've been reading spirit. It's always been that way. Someone who's very arrogant. They have this really weird energy in my headspace, but it's always filled with rage. It's always filled with anger, which are the bastard childs of arrogance. And also too, another bastard child of arrogance too. Not all the time, but most of the time, is um, is narcissism. Narcissism is a very cold energy. It's very demonic. It feels very, very cold. It feels very, very just dark. And I do feel the narcissism. That's the underlayer of it. I feel mostly rage. Like, how dare you? Go away. What are you talking about? They actually believe that these boys didn't do anything. They actually believe that. Yeah. Yeah. Now she's still talking about a subpoena, definitely. Now hold on. Now I'm going to hold on. How can I do this? Cut on the volume of this window. Subscreen edit name. Hold on. How can you cut the volume? Because the volume is on me. Oh, hold on, everyone. How do I cut the volume on the other window? Oh, anyway, we could figure it out. Now, mind you, now for everyone who's viewing, have you guys heard of? I'm figuring things out as we go. Um, have you guys heard of the Nolan Wells case and what's going on with it right now? It's pretty. It's everywhere, and I've been looking at it off and on, just off and on, and really wanting to understand how this case, what's going, how it's going on, and what the particulars about it. Hold on, I think this will actually work. Now, can you hear it now? Uh, yeah, that's funny. Oh, still no, still can't hear it. You guys still can't hear the phone. Oh, you can't hear the window. Okay, hold on. Let me see something. Hold on, put that right there. Now, okay, remove. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on, just a minute to drag card. Hmm. What if I did this right here? Audio. Browser not supported for background noise removal, echo cancellation. Very good. Automatic adjust mic. Hmm. Okay. Okay, we get it. Oh, well, whatever. need to learn how to utilize this thing a little bit more. Definitely. All right, here we go. Because I okay. Now I've always wanted to know. I've always wanted to know exactly what's going on with Officer Tatum. Like, what is? Why does he do this? What's going on with him? Um, why does he? Does he to backstab folks? To just not really give a damn about black folks. And mind you, he's a brother himself. But also too, you get the whole idea that this is all about money. Um, there's also just a little tidbit about him. I've always felt there was a sense of there's a lot of anger that's back there, a lot of anger and misunderstanding about that, and it kind of makes sense of why he does what he does in a really strange way. Now, okay, new hold on, managed layouts. Hold on, just a minute, because I have the big screen right here. Hold on, y'all. And what I want to do is I want it so that you guys can hear this window. I don't think I can do that though. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Picture layout. Browsing history. No, it's not gonna. It's not gonna let me. No, it's not gonna let me. Oh, mic mode. I think we hear standard. Currently, windshield voice isolation. My spectrum. Okay, maybe that'll help. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if that actually helps. I don't think. I'm looking at the little green bar. Hey, Otter. Uh oh. Otter, can you hear this? No, they haven't handed over the phone. No, they have not handed. They're not going to hand over the phone because they are afraid that the police officers are going to. Oh, sorry. They're not handing over. No. Oh, no, they're not going to hand over. No, mind you, here. Okay, hold on. Yeah. But yeah. And that's a great. Sorry about that. She's saying that they're not prepared. They're not going to get the phone. Well, the reason why the reason why they're not going to get the phone specifically is because, like we discussed before earlier, they feel. I feel that they feel that the cops, they don't trust the cops. Basically, they do not, absolutely do not trust the cops. They don't trust them, and they feel that they're going to get the evidence and just erase it. Pretty much, they don't trust them. And so when you don't trust the authorities, what do you do? Well, you go about doing what you can, maneuvering outside of the authorities. You maneuver outside of the law. Outside of normal paths. You go about. They have an attorney. They have a very good attorney with Trump, a civil rights lawyer. But you do everything that you can do to maneuver outside of the norm, specifically because they just do not trust the cops. They absolutely don't trust them. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's how that is, and I totally get it. I totally get it. Um, I too feel that if they end up giving the cops um, if they end up giving the cops this information, they are absolutely going to destroy it or misuse it. Absolutely, I've felt that for a very long time. Since I've been watching this case, kind of tapping in psychically, tapping in with a little bit of common sense, tapping in just with curiosity, just in the fact that I am a black man. What would happen if they went about working with the cops? What would happen? And I keep getting the feeling that they absolutely, positively, the cops absolutely would go about and denigrate that whole. They would go about and absolutely take advantage of that situation every way they possibly could. We're dealing with people that are very arrogant, that are very ignorant, and that literally do that. And hold on, that are also very lazy. They don't want to do even. My thing is this: you have such a huge spotlight on you. Why so lazy? And you get that feeling. It's such a huge spotlight. It's a huge spotlight. So my whole thing is, are they that lazy? Like, are you not afraid of your jobs? The whole world is looking at this case. They literally don't. This is Mississippi. This is some of the most ignorant people you'll ever come across in your whole entire life. They're some of the most ignorant people in the world. They absolutely, absolutely do not care. When I tell you they don't care, they do not care. And the thing about it is this, though. It's an understanding where it's they just don't care. I remember talking with my grandfather about it because he had a business partner, conjure partner, a root work partner. He wasn't a mentor, but he was a fellow that he used to work with. He was from Mississippi, a brother, and a black man. And the stories that my grandfather's told me some of the stories. I remember being out on the porch, hearing him talk to other grown men. Because we're in Louisiana, mind you, Mississippi's right next door. And some of the things that my grandfather would tell elders. And my grandfather, of course, he had worked in Mississippi, worked at one of their racing tracks. Remember when my grandfather was in his 30s, 20s, no 30s, late 30s, he would raise those horses, the racetrack horses. He would take care of them. He would help raise them. He worked on a horse ranch one time. He would take care of them. So he was an asset to a lot of these racing horses. I mean, these are the racetracks. People bet on these horses. Some of the things he would hear other people say, specifically black men, talk about how they were treated. And it was absolutely, positively disturbing with some of the things that he found out. Just disturbing stuff. Incredibly disturbing. Now, this was in the early 60s, late 70s, this would be mid 60s. And the stuff that my grandfather would hear, because my grandfather's native and he was a Takawa, and the stuff he would hear of other brothers just talking to him, telling him about things, you get an instance that these white men are literally brought up in their families, especially law enforcement, that the world, that they can do anything and the world will never reprimand them. Some of the worst civil rights atrocities have happened in Mississippi. Mississippi is like New Orleans, like Louisiana. Louisiana is a world unto its own, but in a good way. Now much Louisiana has a lot of racism, nothing like Mississippi, because Mississippi is her just really awful. Mississippi is her awful stepmother. But like Louisiana is a world of its own. Mississippi is a world of its own too. People just don't mess with Mississippians. Shit could go down concerning black people. It had for a very, very long time, and still does. And nobody says a word because the fear concerning brothers and sisters is palpable. When I went to Mississippi for 2 weeks, and I went down there. I went down there near Biloxi, and of course, in the red line districts, where other black folks were. And then when we went down by the riverbank and down by the bayous, where in the Low Country, where poorer black folks lived. And though some of my cousins were living down there, and just the browbeaten, the downtrodden, extremely hardworking people. But they had been so browbeaten, and you feel the lower self-esteems. They're not looking at you when they're talking with you. The shoulders hunched. And I remember, when I finally got back to Louisiana, I was talking to my grandmother. I'm like, these people have been beaten down for centuries. She said, yeah, honey. She said, Mississippi is a hateful ass whore. And that's one of the few times I've ever heard my grandmother curse. She said, Mississippi is just hateful. She's a hateful whore. She's extremely hateful to her children. And epigenetics concerning abuse and trauma, it is a damn thing. It's true. And so I've always wondered why Mississippi was nobody bothered with her. She could do whatever she wanted. To do. Just recently, in the 1960s, because of the FBI, and we have that movie called Mississippi Burning. That was the first time that the government ever really got involved when it came to civil rights. And only because 2 white men were killed. 2 civil rights workers, Cheney, Swerner. What was the other one? Cheney, Swerner. What was the other one? I forget his name. Blumenfield? I don't know. He was a Jewish boy. They were shot up, put in the back of the car. That car was thrown in the bayou. FBI only got involved because 2 of the people that were killed were black, were white. The white Jewish men. That's the reason why the FBI got involved. People were being killed left and right. But those freedom fighters, the moment those freedom fighters, you had New York students, NYC students, you had university students going down the Greyhound buses, participating in the Freedom Riders, participating in the voting amnesty in Mississippi. The moment those cops started effing around with white students, the FBI got involved. Remember, J. Edgar Hoover was a part of FBI by that time. J. Edgar Hoover didn't care nothing about black folks. Absolutely not. And to this day, though we lost a lot, we lost quite a few white people too that killed to racial violence. I'm still very happy that they got involved in helping us understand and helping us get our rights to vote and getting some rights. Because without them, I don't know where Mississippi is thrown off. Like my mama would say, Mississippi is thrown all the way off. You'd go there today, you still see older people looking at white people saying, "Yes, sir, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am." And they're older than the white people they're talking to. That part. You go to some parts of southern Biloxi, and you still see elders addressing way younger white people as sir and ma'am. That's how ingrained racism is. They're scared. So this is the environment that this catastrophe is happening in. People like to say the new South. No, the South is not new. It's just reshaped itself. It's redressed itself in modern clothing. It's still the same. Countless people are still being killed, lynched. Mind you, because of technology, we're starting to learn more and more of these names. Just in the last 6 months, we've lost 5 people to lynchings. 3 of them we know. They've been on Instagram. And it's only escalating specifically because of the administration that we have in office. And you have a lot of white people that from all over the place that said, "Oh, you're just race baiting, whatever else." Nobody would be race baiting if they would just leave us alone. Black folks just want to be left alone, to be quite frank with you. So in this whole environment that I'm speaking about, this is where this catastrophe, the Nolan Wells mystery, is taking place in a part of the United States that is very much in it's very much in the throes of its antebellum racial demise. But that racism and hatred is still holding on to its last clause. It's holding on. And now it's claimed another victim. And somehow, some way, the Nolan Wells case has risen. It's risen to national and international notoriety. I think because we look at Nolan Wells, and we see a little bit of our friend. We see a friend in his football uniforms, his handsome, smiling face. His mother and father, what a beautiful couple they are. And we see a little bit of ourselves, white or black. We see a little bit of ourselves because we all know someone who either that smile, we all know someone who's like Nolan. But people do, especially international people, a lot of people in the United States that have never been to the South, none of you understand how diabolical Mississippi is. To this day, listen, I am bigoted. And I'm not afraid of anything. I am absolutely you can't catch me in Mississippi. Not if, no. No. You can't catch me in northern Louisiana. I don't want the trouble. I'll go if I want to. I ain't scared of shit. But I don't want the trouble. I don't want the trouble. Northern Louisiana it's almost just as racist, especially if you're a black person. But you have white people that are these Trumpers are just stupid, and they like to pretend that we're just causing trouble. We're race baiting. No, we're not. This shit is real. And I think another reason why the Nolan Wells case is starting to just bump up. This kid is part of the modern age. He is a Gen X. We like to think that the young kids these days, they're kind of erasing our sins or the sins of America because they get along with each other. He's surrounded by his white friends. We are now finding out that those boys were not his friends. Because guess what? I feel they either left him to his demise or help facilitate his demise. Mm. Now the questions are, because we're at 45 minutes and 47 seconds. The question is, the series of questions that I wanted to know, psychically, did those boys hurt him? Did they hurt him? Yes, they did. They absolutely did. They fought. Now listen, hold on. Hold on. They did not kill him. No, they did not. But they left him. They left him there to fight on his own. That's what I feel. I've been feeling that all day long. They left him there. He got in a fight, or a not a physical fight, a verbal fight with one of them. One of them feels very, he wasn't very fond of Nolan, because Nolan was bright-eyed, he knew how to talk, he was articulate, everybody liked him, he was a football star, had a great future, was handsome, the girls liked him. And one of the crew did not like him. I would go and say several, 2 or 3 of them. Most of the boys that Nolan traveled with, Nolan was with them. The white boys, they were with him for one reason, because they wanted to be him. That's why they liked him. They wanted to be just like him. He was a football star, and they wasn't. He was a great athlete, they wasn't. One of them, it feels like 2 or 3 of them were athletes in their own right. But football is king in the South. It's king. So everywhere Nolan, he was well known, talented footballer. And everywhere Nolan went, of course, I feel there was a sense of not huge notoriety, but he took pride in being a great athlete at football. That gave him a type of social panache, social standing. When you're in the Deep South, you'll learn one thing and one thing alone. Football, that's the pigskin football, not football, soccer, no. Football, that's our football. That literally is king in the South, especially Mississippi and Louisiana. And Florida too, sweet God. Actually, the whole South. Football is king. Football stars, even more so than basketball. Now, mind you, a lot of folks that love basketball probably do, you know what you're talking about. Yes, I do. Because in my family, we have a lot of folks that love football. They like basketball too, even baseball. We have a few people in our family that are baseball fans as well. Not like football though. Oh, those guys, they go ape shit about football. Oh, they just ape, wow. And Nolan, we see him in that football uniform. He was king. And so I feel he was just well-spoken, articulate, just really a great guy. Loved everybody. Had a great sense of humor. Everybody loved him. And then you have this a-hole that, all of them pretty much were a-holes. They kept him around because of his popularity. Hello? Okay. And then I felt as they would, because I know they rose early to get to the island, that the 4th of July, the day in question. Yeah. They rose early. And I felt, there he is right there in the football uniform. And I felt that Nolan started to, like, he wanted to do a few things on the island. He was like, get along, guy. Say, hey, you guys do what you want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. Hey, we'll work together. And not just 1, 2, or 3 of them were like, no, because mind you, they're getting drunk now. It feels like 3 or 4 of them were already drunk when they started drinking so early. No, we're gonna do what we want to do. No, they finally got tired of it. No, I'm here too. It's a sense of he started to feel that his opinion didn't matter. There goes that old racism again. Oh, wow. Like, I'm not going to just go along. I want to do a few things I want to do too. And I feel that's how that fight started. It started that way. Yes, it did. It started that way. And they got into arguments. And then Nolan, as one was really in his face, who everyone thought was his best friend, and I can feel this so much spiritually. And psychically, I'm just like, I'm seeing it. Who's the blonde one? His blonde hair. He's very cocky. He's in that meeting with Tatum. He's sitting in the middle, just getting all in his face, just so nasty and belligerent. Really nasty. Nolan took out his phone and started, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm recording you. I'm recording everything you're saying. And I'm going to be quite frank with you. I feel there was an adult there too. I know there was an adult there. And I'm going to tell you something. I think she was the judge. She was that judge. I know she was. She was that judge. The very judge that did not, her. That judge was there. She absolutely was. I can feel it. I know it. And she said something to Nolan that was very inappropriate. And Nolan recorded her too. All Nolan did was just calmly pull out his phone. He got tired of arguing, because it was one, then it was two arguing with him, there was three, then it was four arguing with him. They were all drunk, just like rabid dogs. So Nolan calmly pulled out his phone and recorded all of them. Just recording everything they're saying. And he walked off, did what he wanted to do, leaving the Sour Patch Kids behind and the adult. And the friends walked behind him. They were all walking around. They kind of made up a little bit. And then a fight broke out. I'm like, you're on this beach with a bunch of belligerent rednecks. Because that's what they are. This is Mississippi. And another fight broke out. And I feel psychically that somebody said something to Nolan. And he didn't have his phone with him. Those were on the boat. And I feel like they hit him. It's like 3 against 1. And they hurt him bad. Really bad. And none of those guys, they were all watching. All of them. One of them absolutely did record it. He showed the guys beating up on Nolan. It was 3 of them. It was 3 or 4 of them. I can feel it. I know it. I can't see it, but I can feel it. And they beated the shit out of Nolan. They beated him. No need to do so. No need to do anything. They were just belligerent, racist rednecks. So, did the boys beat Nolan up? No. His friends had beat him up, but they didn't do anything to defend him. Then that's when they left suddenly. I feel them all getting on the boat, leaving suddenly. Because somebody took out a weapon. Like somebody had a gun, like shot a gun in the air. It was too late for Nolan. He was already really beat up really bad. So one or two things happened, and my spirit is not taking me there. Either they grabbed his bruised body, brought him on the boat, because by this time I feel Nolan is mortally wounded. He's unconscious. Or they left him there. I don't think that they left him there. Now this is me thinking, because I'm not seeing it. I don't think they left him there. I think they brought him on the boat. Because one of the logic would have been, these kids are always going to be like, the thing they want to, if they would have left him there, nobody would have took him. His body would have been there. They knew they would have been responsible. So it's like, let's bring him with us. And it was a like quick shot moment, moving him around, grabbing him by the arms, dragging him to the boat. And Nolan died on that boat. And he died. They put him over. They threw him overboard. One of them called someone. I know this. I feel it. Now, this is when my psychic senses are picking back up. They're on the boat. One or two of them called somebody. One of them called someone. And we hear that call. We don't hear the call when he called a male figure, the person who owned the boat. Yes, that was the one he was arguing with. The one who made that call was the one he first started arguing with, getting in his face. Him. I see that. I felt that. Nolan was already dead. And then they threw his body over water. They stood in the water. I feel they would have brought his body back. The thing about it is, if they would have went straight to, if they would have just drove that boat straight on, I feel he would have had a chance to live. They lollygagged, didn't know what to do, wanting to know what to do. And I feel he was subconscious. He was holding on. If they would have just driven the boat to land, got an ambulance, deal with the repercussions. There was no repercussions to deal with. Yeah, they didn't beat him up. They didn't do any damn thing, but they didn't beat him up. But it was too, and mind you, I feel that the adult stopped them from, because I don't, underage drinking, drugs, I feel she stopped them because she shouldn't have been there. She should not have been there, or there would be questions. I tell you, these are rednecks. Why, as an adult, you have underage drink, you have kids, not kids, but they're young adults too, older teenagers that are drinking and doing drugs like that. You're their chaperone. You're supposed to keep that from happening. And because of you, because of her, because she saw everything. She saw everything. I think she was the one that told him to go get Nolan's body, because they would have left him. They would have ran off and left him. I feel she was the one that told him to go get his body, to go get him. They threw him overboard. He was already dead. And the reason why the medical examiner has the lungs and the throat will show that he was throttled, that he was strangled. Okay? That little bone that's there in the neck would have showed that it's the hyoid bone is broken, which is in your throat. And the lungs are gone because they would have showed that they do not contain any water. He wasn't breathing when they threw him in the water. He didn't drown. And that's the end of that vision. Now, I have to be completely transparent and say this is for entertainment purposes only. If not, they'll take this video down. Listen, Nolan's energy did not come to me at all. I'm just being nosy. I talked to Sister Monica. I said I wasn't going to do this last night. But I'm curious, and I wanted to know. And what I found out early today, I want to share with everybody. Maybe this can help. Maybe so. I doubt it. Nobody believes psychics anyway, especially not ones know. But he died on that boat. And the thing about it, I remember hearing them call those people. And sure enough, what we hear in the background, that message, somebody, Nolan, wake up. Is he dead? Oh, crap. Yeah. He died during that. He died. They were having a conversation with an older person who owned the boat. That's when he passed away. They thought he had passed away before. He died during that phone call. The guy on the phone, the older guy on the phone, told him to throw his body overboard, throw his body in the water. That's what they said. Because right then they said, "Do you want the Coast Guard?" They said, "No, we're okay, we're fine." They had thrown him in the water, thrown his body in the water. This is what friends do. These are not friends. These are people that they were never his friends. Nolan was too good for them. They were just there to glean off of his popularity. Everybody liked Nolan. Everybody liked him. Everyone. Nolan was a good representation of the New South, the new Mississippi. A high achiever, great athlete, a great person from a really great family. And his friends, white friends, did not like him because of it. Jealous of him. Jealousy is natural. It's been going on for thousands of years, as long as human beings are walking on two legs. Absolutely. But this is why they are so vehement about, and then erasing things off his phone. Those videos, the Snapchat should have those videos. They should have them. They really should have them. But I feel like he made videos on his phone, like on the phone memory. Those may be gone. May or may not. There's a way to get them, though. You take that iPhone, just because they deleted them, it's still in storage until something overwrites it. iPhones are good for that. They're good for 30 days until somebody overwrites the file. So if they took it to an iPhone place, or got a good technician, they can get those videos back big time. And that's why the mother doesn't want to hand over the phone, because I feel there's information that's there that's going to break this case wide open, big time. That's why she's not handing over the phone. Not because she doesn't want to cooperate. Of course she does. She doesn't want to hand over the phone because she doesn't trust them, and I wouldn't either. Hell no. I wouldn't trust those people. Would you? No. Hell no. Absolutely not. And so that's the case. That's what I feel. That's absolutely what I feel. And so that concludes this presentation. I think I may be doing a lot more of these. Just psychically reaching out and just reaching out. Because there's so much stuff I tap into all the time. Stonehenge, the pyramids. Who built the pyramids? Well, people. What are the pyramids for? I know. I got a feeling what they're for. Get an understanding. Like remote viewing, but going back into quantum space. It's an understanding of being right there, being in that beautiful quantum space. Traveling back in quantum time, being, like right on the shoulder of one of the builders. That's easy to do for me. It's very easy, actually. It's also really cool too. But anyway, yeah, that's what that's about. It's sad, but it is what it is. Yeah, they took his phone. Yeah, you can feel the jealousy. Hey, Circle of Squares, what's going on? Hey, Otter. Hey, everybody. They literally took his life because of that. And I can feel the popularity around him. And mind you, Nolan wasn't arrogant about it. He was just, it felt like he was a really sensible kid. Extremely sensible. And the thing about it, patient with people, which is unusual for his age. Very patient with people. Just really patient. Didn't win him anything. Patient with the wrong people. Exactly. All right, there we go. Listen, does anybody want to come up and talk to me? If not, oh my goodness, I got things to do. I'm over here reconfiguring my mojos, and then I had a few shipments come in. I had a beautiful sweet potato pie that came in from Black Orchid. So good. I ate up the whole thing. That was a great sweet potato pie. She had a graham crackle crust. It was so very good. Wow. That was delicious. Also, too, I'm looking to get another shipment of mine. Another beautiful mojo, by the way. Oh, that's Christina. All right. You know what I'm gonna start doing too is doing the digest. We don't plan on making a video. Just have the digest, definitely. Oh. Oh, this one is fine. Yeah, this one is fine. Yeah, I'm glad she's feeling better. Awesome. Yeah, that was really good. So what's going on? So Odd, if you listen, y'all want to come up? Come up and talk to me. All right, y'all, listen, be good. Listen, hold on. Take care of yourself. Now listen. If you okay, I don't know how on here. Oh, hold on. I have to send a link. How do you do that? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna send a link. I'm gonna put it in chat. And this is so cool. Hold on. Now, I used to know how to be able to do it. I haven't did that in so long. Share your referral link. No, I don't need the referral link. Okay, hold on. How do you share the link? Here we go. Hold on. It's here. It should be in chat. There we go. Hold on. There we go. And then manage layout. Oh, guest. Okay, no bad case. Okay, there we go. Now, and then, okay, there we go. Now you can show one. That's okay. Oh, and there we go. Hold on. Let me see something, because I need to know how to do this. I really do. Now, oh, yes. Here we go. I got it. Okay, invite guest. I got it. I got it. I got how to do it. Okay, there we go. And then put in the chat. There we go. Look at me. How amazing. It took exactly 5 minutes. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, now hit that link. Now a window, you'll pop up on a window. That's amazing. You listen, too bad the window with Nancy Grace didn't pop up. Too bad about that. No, I like watching her because she's a lot of fun. She's so much fun. Unmute mic. Okay, add to stage. There we go. Hey, Otto, what's going on, honey? Now, hold on. It's just me and Otter.
Okay, that should work.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's going on, honey? How are you?
Okay. I'm good. I'm glad that you are commenting on the case because I've been I've been shying away from it just a little bit because of how sensitive I am spiritually. But I agree with everything you have to say, and you've always said Mississippi is one of the worst ones, and to this day, it's still incredibly dangerous.
It's so dangerous. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so when you were me and my partner were over here listening to you speak about it, and
Mhm.
I could feel for some reason I tried not to tap in, but it happened anyway.
Mhm.
You could feel like the football thing kept coming up, like the football and the popularity from that and the jealousy. And so I'm glad that you brought it up because it kept coming back around, and I was like, I don't know about the football thing. I didn't even really know he was a footballer, but that kept coming back up.
It kept coming back up. It's like it's a man's thing. Like
Mm,
there were girls, white girls, mixed, all types of girls that would that
hmm.
like football is such a big thing in Mississippi. They're
Right.
they're interested, like knowing that he's a football player. They wouldn't be interested with him in him. Nolan was a very very excellent looking man, a
Hmm.
great looking kid, but they wouldn't even be interested in him. They're interested in the fact that he plays football. That football thing is
I
big.
see.
It's such a huge. It's a big deal. Such a
Right.
big. It's a very big deal.
Right. And yeah, I'm from north, so far up north, we don't really care for sports like, not to that level. So I was like, I don't,
Mm.
why would I care that he was into football? But they do care down there. And that was a huge part of it. Like you said, you could almost hear it.
Yeah, you can definitely hear it, and it's like, the football thing it kept coming up. I'm like, okay, okay, okay. I know as a footballer, I'm from the deep south. I know how folks love the football, but
Hmm.
this feels like, wow, like really, like they like
Right.
football
Like
like
for that,
that.
like that's what I kept saying. I was like, for that, really? Like, is it that serious? But I had forgotten, you know, how football is king. Like you said, people
Mhm.
really, really care about it down there.
Yeah, especially in Mississippi. I'm just like, okay, now I get it. This is why
Right.
those guys wanted to be around him. And mind you, a lot of those guys were a lot of them are upper middle class. That's why they were,
Mhm.
and Nolan was upper middle class too. So like,
Mhm.
like their worlds, a lot of Nolan's friends were white people, which, of course, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
People are people, your friends are your friends. We're all human
Mhm.
beings. Let's fucking get along and love each other. Yay!
Mhm.
Happy, happy, happy,
Mhm.
happy. Now, that being said, but in Mississippi, it's not common
Oh, okay.
unless you are a black person because it's more classism. There's
Oh,
racism, but classism has replaced racism more so.
I see. I see. Hmm.
So he's of a certain income bracket and he's a football player. He's the preferred minority that they want
Right.
around.
Because they see him and they're like, I can relate to him.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how they think.
yeah, yeah. And he's patient. He was
Mhm.
patient. He was incredibly likable. And so
Mhm.
you have the perfect combination of a young guy who everyone just wants to be around.
Mhm.
But that day, they started treating him like they would a black guy.
Right. It starts to slip eventually,
It flipped.
especially like you said, the drinking and the drugs, which I didn't know about. Um, but that ugliness, it'll just come out, especially when there's so many of them against one. It's that mob mentality. They just kind of it
Yeah,
comes out,
yeah, yeah. And the thing about it,
unfortunately.
his friends, they argued with him, maybe a little bit shoving. It was more
Hmm.
so verbal. It's
Uh,
when they left him.
right. Because there
That's
was
when
another group there, and they're the ones that attacked him.
yes, it was
Okay.
hundreds of people on that island.
Oh,
And
wow.
mind you, they were just looking as they beat up Nolan. These strangers,
God.
they beat him. And
Yeah.
they didn't get involved, they didn't do anything. Then it feels like somebody brought out a gun, brought out a
Y-
weapon.
You
Everybody
know,
ran everybody ran to the boat and
yes.
I feel the judge, the adult, she told
Hmm.
everybody to go back and get Nolan.
Right. And it's so eerie because when I was listening to that part and when you said weapon, I immediately said gun. I went past knife and I just went straight for gun. And then about 2 seconds later, you said it was a gun. And I was like,
Yep.
yeah. And you said they fired it up into the air. And I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
you could really feel it.
The guy did not want mind you, where would he have a gun? They all wear swimming trunks and swimsuits, but
Right.
it's Mississippi. He probably had a holster on him or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's very much like he didn't want them to kill him. It must have been very serious. He must have seen that they were killing him
Yeah, and got scared.
and
Yeah.
got scared. He tried to avoid it,
Yeah.
but you could feel. I don't see it, but I feel his body was crumbled like a ball of
Mm.
paper crumbled up. The
Mm-hmm.
damage was done. The damage was already done.
I see. I see. Um, yeah, and like you were saying, when like you were saying, and it's so horrible, but it's so horrible to say, but he was already passed before he got put into the water, and that's why the lungs are missing. That's why certain parts are missing, because it will just show that he did not drown. He absolutely didn't drown.
To show you how corrupt the forensic pathologist is, she
Mm-hmm.
found these results inside
Mm-hmm.
the body, made a few
Mm-hmm.
phone calls asking why. I know she asked an elder male
Mm-hmm.
why injuries. He went back to those boys and asked why these injuries. They told him. He then told her, get rid of it. He's like, he
Shit.
explained to her all of this is literally to cover things up. Like there's
Right.
communication, communicate. I know I feel like the communication how it happened. All of it happened that way. He went
Mm-hmm.
ahead and told her, and then she knew what to cover up.
Right.
She's in on the cover up. She's in on it. She's in on the cover up.
Absolutely, she's in on it. And it was even in the news, and I discussed this with
Mhm.
you a few days ago.
Yeah.
This lady has done this before. She's been investigated before for, I think, malpractice is the right word.
Hmm.
Um, so she's likely an extreme racist herself.
It's okay with her. I tapped into her a few weeks
Mhm.
ago to understand very much a racist. Yes, she is.
Mhm.
Very much a racist. But it's more so getting in good with the crowd. Like, I'm doing them
Mm,
favors, you do me favors. This is
I see. With like the police or like higher ups.
she's part of the good old boys club and likes being
Right,
part of
right,
the club. Because
right.
they're out, the cops, they do their thing, they do their dirt. She's
Yeah,
gonna make sure that their dirt doesn't catch them up. She likes
exactly.
being part of the good old boys club has perks in it. In that part of the
Right.
world, you have a bunch of mediocre white people, and they do favors for each other in their
Mhm.
little mediocre little worlds that are actually quite destructive to others.
Mhm.
And that's how they're able to get over. That's how they're able to
Right.
remain
It's a whole network.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's a whole network of mediocrity that maintains a sense of these horrible principalities, horrible principles over a whole group of people. But this is
Mhm.
how they're able to maintain their power. It's all an infrastructure to maintain societal power as well
I
as
see.
and leadership. It's not leadership. It's power and this allegory, this whole social allegory of just corruption that
Mhm.
racist oligarch that's been
Yes.
that's been there for centuries. It's just
Mhm.
redressed itself.
Mhm. Bought a new suit.
It's just bought a new suit, and so she's a part of that. But
Mhm.
what Miss Thing doesn't understand is that what she's gotten away with is incredibly. Not only is it illegal in the United States of America, because
Mhm.
Mississippi is not, it has not successfully seceded from the United States, though she wants to so badly. She has
Uh-huh.
not. You're still part of the United States, and you're still part, and once this administration is gone, she is going to be brought up on charges. Now the whole world
Good.
knows her corruption, and if she thinks her
Yep.
friends are going to back her up, they are not going to back her up.
It's a long time coming, and I'm sure for her it was all well and good, before there was any eyes on her, but now, like you said, the world is watching this case and is
Yeah.
very invested in this case, and I hope that they go all out and just I hope they throw the book at
They
her and
are.
all of them.
They
Yeah,
are. They're in the process of doing that right now. Like when
good.
I tell you she's stressed out and scared, oh yeah, oh yeah. And
Mhm.
then hold on, Crump, the civil rights lawyer Crump. I took a
Mhm.
look at him, and I'm like, what the Jesus? This guy, really? But hold on. He is fastidious.
Mhm.
He is patient like Nolan. He, the way he talks, the way his delivery, I'm like, he's not a beef eater. He cannot go after these people. He doesn't know, he doesn't have it in him.
Uh-huh.
Yes, he does.
Thank God.
Yes, he does. The Crump is when he wants you to underestimate him, because
I
while you're
see.
busy underestimating him, you don't see him coming. You don't see him planning. The
Mhm.
man's mind is brilliant. I saw an interview today that changed my mind. I
Uh-huh.
closed my ears because he has a thick country tongue, and mind you, I have my misgivings about it. I'm judgmental too. Hey, you can barely put together a sentence. But I closed my ears and I tapped in on his thought process. He is brilliant.
Mm.
He's brilliant. He thinks outside the box, and it's so amazing how he thinks. Crump thinks like 6, 7 months ahead, and he stays ahead of everybody. Even if you are an ally, he's ahead of you. He's watching you. He's watching you, and he
Mhm.
wants, because he's usually deeply underestimated, even by people, even by our own people. Colorism and everything else. It's been that way his whole life, and look where he's at now.
Mhm.
He's brilliant, and I
He
felt
plays
that
the long game.
he plays the long game.
Good.
And a criminal defense attorney has to have the gift of understanding and seeing the long game, because a lot of these
Mhm.
cases are not won instantly. These are civil rights cases. Many of them take years to win,
Mhm.
and he understands that. His gift is understanding the long game. He gets it, absolutely gets it, and it's freaking amazing. And so I'm very proud of him.
Mhm.
I know that sounds so weird, but I'm proud of him. I'm very proud of him. Because I've seen things of him like, my God, what the hell? He's a troublemaker. Not like that. No, not at all.
Mhm.
I feel Crump is absolutely needed, and I think he's absolutely amazing. But sometimes, you're hearing sound bites that have been mixed up by white media, where he
Mhm.
sounds very inflammatory. He's not. That's them doing that to inflame people against him.
I see what you're
And
yeah.
that he's this race bait and all that. No, he's not. We just want justice for our children, and he said that.
Exactly. And I don't think race baiting is real. People just say that to downplay these horrendous crimes that are being done. It's one-sided. Like it's like when people
They
say
want us
don't play the
to shut up.
race card, you
They
know?
want us to shut up. They want
Yeah.
us to shut up and say, like, you know what? I don't care what
Yeah.
happened to you.
Yep.
Shut up. You probably deserved it.
Exactly. That's what it is.
That's
They say don't
exactly.
play the race card, but that they're the ones doing racist things. So it's like, okay, well,
I won't play the race card if you just leave me the fuck alone.
exactly.
Leave me alone.
Oh Lord. That's what it is.
Leave me be, and I won't play the race card. Leave me
Mhm.
alone.
And stop
Uh,
killing.
and stop killing us.
Mhm.
Great thing about it is that I'm glad that he's a part of the decision making. I'm glad that he's a part of the
Mhm.
team.
He seems
Um,
experienced.
yeah, extremely experienced. Um, Now, mind you, spiritually though, I'm gonna be quite frank with you.
Mhm.
I feel spiritually that he's really in a line. He's following his path. Like, this
Good.
man brought here on this earth to do just what he's doing,
Good.
and it's so great to see that. Now, Nolan's mother, I kept looking at her today because I saw a video
Mhm.
of her being on stage. And I have to be transparent. Like, why is this lady so just well put together? If I was me and
Mhm.
my child, I wasn't being judgmental. I just want to
Right.
know what's keeping her from crumbling. I'd be crumbled. My
Right.
hair on my head. My eyes would be shallow. I'd probably
Mhm.
50 pounds. In 2 days, my child is gone. She's
Mhm.
so well put together. I then all of a sudden spiritually, psychically, I saw Nolan's phone.
Oh, she has it.
She got it, but she's
Ooh.
turning it over. And I
Uh-huh.
saw her looking at it. I saw her breaking down. I saw her crying behind
Mm-hmm.
when she's the typical mother that has lost her baby. But in the front of the cameras, she is so well and poised and put together.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw her eyes get bloodshot red. I saw her get angry. I saw her get rageful. And I'm like, what are you looking at on that phone?
Right, right.
And then in that vision, she looked up right at me. She didn't have her glasses on. And she gave me the strangest maniacal look. Like I said, okay, girl, checkmate.
Mm-hmm.
She
Mm-hmm.
gave me that look like, I just got to chill. She gave me that look like, we got him, checkmate.
Yeah, I gotta chill too. I'm freezing cold.
And she's like, she's not letting, her spirit's not letting me know what she found. Like she's keeping it so closely secret. But
Yeah.
the fussing, the fighting, and because you know I'm nosy, you know I'm a nosy psychic.
True.
I put two and two together. Nolan had recorded him arguing with those boys,
Ah.
but there were other white people gathering around them. Nolan also recorded at least because it was four boys that beat him up when everybody was gone. He
Uh-huh.
recorded two of them that helped kill him.
Shit. Yeah.
That I don't think she knows that. She just knows the boys that are arguing with him because she knows them. Behind them. Now this is what I know. There was a
Mm-hmm.
crowd when Nolan first picked up the last time he picked up that phone. Mind you, this is gonna go on YouTube. She comes on this video. Look behind them. There's a group of white men. Two of them are the ones that killed Nolan. I hope you hear me.
Okay.
Two of them. I hope she hears me. Two of them killed Nolan. I don't think she knows that part, but
Okay.
it's gonna come out. Those videos are gonna come out. They're gonna come out later on. I don't know how later on. It could be a long time from now, but they're gonna come out. When
Uh-huh.
Nolan is seeing them, he's videotaping them arguing with him, saying horrible things, hurtful things. But
Uh-huh.
there's a group of men behind them because
And
they're
they're the
wolves.
ones.
They smell blood. They see a
Yeah.
black guy recording a group of white guys arguing with him. They smell blood.
Yeah.
And as soon as his friends left, the same friends he was videotaping, here they go. That's how it started. That's
Mm-hmm.
how it started. And they beat him till he crumbled up. And they
Mm-hmm.
hurt him very badly. That's how it happened.
Yeah, I'm freezing cold. It's that hard evidence. That's what's on that phone.
Because her in that vision, she looked up at me, and she had this maniacal look. I'm like, girl, what you see? And she just said, checkmate. I'm like, you got it. That
Yeah.
video is gonna, it's like 4 or 5 videos, and they didn't. They thought that I think like they thought they erased them. They didn't.
Uh-huh.
I think she gets them off of Snapchat or whatever. They're sent to her, whatever.
Uh-huh.
But she saw them, and she's like,
Yes,
they're real.
because even if you delete it, it's gonna go in the garbage file for 30 days. And
Yeah,
if they were drunken on drugs and, with that all that adrenaline, what have you, they're gonna think that they were good. They think that they're good,
yeah.
but they made a mistake.
I think what
Several
Nolan,
actually.
but I think what Nolan did, he kept videotaping them of like videoing them on the iPhone off and on, and they
Hmm.
may have erased a few of the videos. They didn't erase the meaty ones
I see. Yeah.
because she's at that door. They didn't know his pin. They figured
Oh,
out they didn't have much time to erase everything,
right.
and they finally handed the phone over to her. Then she left.
I see. I see. So it's
That
it's it's on there.
it's on there, and
Wow.
she left with it. That's why she's so put together.
I see what
That's
you're
why
saying.
That's why she's calm because
Yeah,
she
she's
knows
resolute.
she's resolute. That's a great word. She's
Yeah.
resolute because she knows she has in her possession. She's listening to the lies. I'm pretty sure she's watching this video. Well, maybe not, but she's not worried about nothing.
Mm-hmm. Because she has undeniable proof and the identity.
And the identity. And she knows if she wants to, she can blow this case wide open if she wants to. And that's the type of
Mm-hmm.
power that a mother who's going through a situation like this, that type of power, puts a smile on your face
I
when
see.
nothing
Yeah,
else can, because you know your child can get unrefuted justice with what you
exactly.
have in the palm of your hands, and that puts a smile on your face.
That's the only thing that can in that
Only thing,
situation.
the only thing that can keep you together is if you're in possession of something that you
Yes,
know get your child justice.
absolutely. I agree. I agree.
And that's why she's so resolute in these interviews. A lot of people are they're seeing it as the people are silly, that she's race baiting, she's a scam. Like, I don't know how you can see that. Her child is dead. I don't know how you can see that.
Right. Well, I don't know what kind of scam that is.
Exactly, it's the worst scam I wouldn't be a part of at all.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, she is amazing. She has it, the palm of her hands, all what she needs, and it's amazing to see. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of her too. Hey, mom,
Mm-hmm.
very good.
And I hope she is a good either spiritual team or network, or I hope that she is protected while she goes through this, because it's not over yet.
No, it's not over. This is going to take some time
Yeah.
because they're moving very slowly, and I also predict too as well. This is going to take time. This
Yeah.
will be the case that undoes that will be the undoing in Mississippi. The
I see what
corruption
you're saying.
that's been
I
there for
see what you're saying, and I felt it already, and I didn't want to say that because it's so horrible that this is what it takes. I don't even
yeah
want to say that. You know what I'm saying? It's just
yeah
I wish it didn't have to happen. I wish it didn't happen this way. It's
yeah.
horrible. But I feel what you're saying is true, that this will just, and I almost feel like through the uncovering of this,
Hmm.
they're gonna uncover a few more cover-ups, and that will get justice for other people that were they did them the same way. Does that make sense?
Going back 30, 40, 50, and
Yes,
60.
yes, yes. There's
That's
other people, there's other spirit. I can feel it. There's other spirits. They're invested in this and saying, if they just open up the door, we could
yes,
all
that part.
be free.
When I tell everybody can hear my voice in this video because when it goes out, this Nolan Wells case is going to open up cold cases that are
Yep.
60, 70 years old.
Yep. I can feel that right now. I
It's going to
second
open up.
that.
It's going to happen. It's going to have people. Now, how this is going to happen, I know somebody's saying already. How the hell? Because reporters are going to find,
Mhm.
reporters are finally going to start to see how corrupt Mississippi is.
Mhm.
Nosy investigative reporters are, and
Mhm.
go back to these cold cases, and they're going to go back like what really happened. There's
Exactly.
going to be a whole expose, a whole slew for years
Expose. That's the word. It'll
of
be an expose.
cold cases being reopened because
Yes.
true crime is a thing now. True crime
Exactly.
millions and millions of fans across the world, and we're going to watch true cold cases get solved in one of the most infamous states in the United States. Talk about Southern Gothic meets CSI meets
Exactly.
48 hours meets cold cases. It's
Mm.
a whole entire plethora of just it draws interest to it. It just draws you to it. So,
Mhm.
and there's going to be so much interest around it because these cases need to get solved. But
Mhm.
because of the corruption, people are going to see because of overturning things,
Yes.
um, seeing prosecutors that are just overtly corrupt, and then the history. I think it's going to be one reporter the next 3 or 4 years that's going to cook onto one case, and I know it happened at least like feels like the early '80s or late '70s,
Mhm.
and she's just going to hook onto it, and find another case, and make,
Mhm.
make her really famous. And then
Yes.
when she gets famous, then everybody else is going to want to do the same thing, and then
Mhm.
it's going to just open up the doors to cold cases. When I tell you Mississippi has cold cases concerning black people that have lost their lives, some of them
Mhm.
in prison, some of them died in prison for no other reason than the fact they were black. It
Mhm.
just instance after instance of injustice. And
Mm-hmm.
it reaches to the high of heavens. It's just reaches up to the high of heavens. It's countless people, men and women, for hundreds of years, especially in the most recent ages. You have literally have men and women that are in jail right now in Mississippi only because they're black.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They did not do what the prosecutor said they did.
True.
These are trumped up charges. They did not do that. They're unjustly prosecuted, and they're gonna get their day. The, the light of justice will shine upon them too as well, because of
Mm-hmm.
that Nolan, because of his great sacrifice.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Absolutely, honey. Well, this was incredibly interesting. I had to go about, and I had to I had to make this video, even though I didn't want to. I didn't want this to be
Mm-hmm.
specifically a psychic video, just centering on Nolan Wells and then the tarot cards and all that going on, because
Mm-hmm.
his spirit has not come to me, and I know I feel he's by his mother, by his father, especially his mother, keeping her
Mm-hmm.
resolute. She can feel his presence around her right now. He's busy.
Yes.
I don't want that felt creepy as hell. But I did want to talk about this case, and also too, being a son of Louisiana, I know
Exactly.
I know Mississippi very well. People, I mean, people have to know how corrupt and idiotic this state actually is.
True. And I always appreciate your perspective, not just as a psychic, and a hoodoo, but also as a historian. You know a lot about the South and how different states, just how they are, and so I really do appreciate you speaking on it, because I kind of have, I didn't want to get too into it because I know I would start to feel a lot of the stuff and vitriol and
Yeah.
pain. And so um but everything you said, I agree with everything you said. And it'll be very curious over the next few years to see which cold cases start to begin to pop up, because I know it's going to be, once that lady, the coroner, I believe she is, once she gets brought up onto trial, and once she gets what's the word, charged, they're
Yeah.
going to start to go down the line in her history and look for
All
all the cold cases she worked on, and it's going to all get opened up again,
hmm
because it'll be invalid. They're going to invalidate all her work.
all of her work, and that's
Yeah.
her legacy, and
Yep.
that's exactly what she deserves. The thing
Yep.
about the coroner, now Spirit is telling me the coroner before her, who was a male, there's
Mhm.
another. We're gonna go back at least 20 years. Male,
Mhm.
white male coroner. He was infamous.
Mm.
So, people being lynched,
Mhm.
uh, people that he felt were nobody. He wouldn't even do an autopsy on them. He wouldn't
Mm.
care.
Mhm.
Suicide, just suicide. Every last one was a suicide, suicide, suicide.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because it feels like she got this from somewhere.
I
She
was
was
just
given
gonna
freedom.
say, yeah,
She was
taught her
given the
everything
freedom.
she knows.
She was given the freedom to do this. This has been a happy
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Someone had to mentor her and show her what you can get away with and how.
This was learned behavior.
Yeah.
Some, Someone taught her this, and so she wants to continue the good old boys club. This is
Exactly.
what they do in Mississippi. This is what they do. The cops go out, or their friends, or the Klan goes out, kills
Yes.
people. They kill
Mhm.
people. They come across her corners, They come across her slab, and
Mhm.
she labels them a suicide. No
Mhm.
charges, no nothing, and they can go on and kill people. They can go on creating this horrible justice, which is not justice. They can go on doing what they want to do with
Yeah,
people's bodies. She's the problem.
I agree. She's how they're getting by,
So the
or
coroner,
was.
you have to understand something, and I want you to hear me out. It's the coroner that's been allowing this injustice to happen for the last 70 years.
Mhm.
It's been the coroner, not the cops. Because see, The cops can report something. They can lie on their reports all they want to. But the coroner, the pathologist decides how that person is, if we go to court or not, depending on how that person died.
True.
It's the pathologist that can stop the wheels of justice and screech them and halt them right in their tracks. And so she's a long line of pathologists that have stopped the wheels of justice right in that track, just stopped it, just screeching, stopping, just stopping
Mm-hmm.
it, stop. She's one of many. And I did not know that until today, till I really thought about it spiritually. There have been teams of pathologists all over Mississippi, and they know the program. They will stop the wheels of justice from rolling, from turning. They stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been going on for literally generations. It's the pathologists. The cops,
Mm-hmm.
the cops kill the people, but they can get caught up. But it's
That's
the
true.
pathologists that decide if that person can absolutely, if this was homicide or self-inflicted or this was something else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Now, of course, it's the courts too. It's the courts is second in command, but it's the pathologist that gets the wheels motion, whether that person sees court or even gets an attempt at justice.
Exactly.
So there are two ways. We thought it was just one with the court system. Well, actually, two with the cops and the court system. No, it's three. The pathologist. They also decide who sees justice and who doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And we're starting to understand that in this modern age. They're doing the same shit they did 70 years ago. It's still
Mm-hmm.
the same thing. But thankfully enough, this has the eyes of the world on this case. Try to get away with it now. I bet you can't. Bet you can't.
Exactly. Because it could go all the way up to the Supreme Court, and I'm sure they don't have as much pull there as in their, whatever little place where they're at.
Well, it's Trump's court.
Mm-hmm.
So the Supreme Court in this administration, I don't pit much. Listen, the FBI. Normally, the FBI getting involved in any other administration is absolutely quantifiable. But in this Trump administration, honey, they're just about as crooked as the cops are, as the cops in
That's a good
Mississippi.
point.
So I'm not. But keep in mind, it's just 4 terms. We've got 2 more years to go. Just two
Yeah,
more. Because remember, there is no statute of limitations concerning murder,
that's
and this
right.
case is going to have eyes on it forever.
I think you're right. This is gonna be one of those ones that people are gonna be talking about it, 20 years from now.
Absolutely. And we get the right administration in office, all of the shit is going to be set on fire.
Yeah,
Because, Ken, if mind you, if we had a bomb up in there, or even with
right.
George Bush, even have George Bush or Clinton in the White House right now, the FBI would be in Mississippi right now.
Mm-hmm.
If
Do you
we had
think they're
Bush,
involved with this yet?
oh, how do I feel? No, I know Cash Patel is getting leads in it, and
Okay.
I think we're starting to see. Oh, hold on. He's been getting a lot of bad press. He feels that this can really brush up his image. He's going to take this very seriously. This comes across
Oh,
very seriously. I didn't know that until now.
I
He's
wouldn't have
going
thought that either.
because his image is being crushed. People think
True.
they think he's a joke. So he
Yeah.
does this, he can get his image back. Okay, so he's going to take this very seriously.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. He's going to look at this as possibly his own redemption.
This is his redemption card. This is
Wow.
this is him. People taking him seriously. Yes,
Right.
it is going to get to him. He's going to take this very
Good.
seriously for himself, of course.
Right, right. But at least
I'll take
hopefully that'll help it along. Hopefully.
listen. I'll take justice and where I can get it. Justice
Exactly.
scrambled,
Even from
justice
his crazy
hard-boiled,
self.
even from his old crazy knocked old cross. Absolutely. He's cross-eyed, knock-kneed. I'll take it.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I didn't know that, so that makes perfect sense because he wants to. He's on the shithouse with Trump and
Hmm.
out there by himself, and nobody's listening to him now. Everybody thinks he's a joke, but he still has the power.
He
He
could still
spearheads.
come back.
Yeah, he spearheads this and it creates the best team to really spearhead this. He will redeem himself with
Oh
everybody.
wow.
Everybody,
Wow. Yeah.
both both sides of the aisle. Also, too, he wants to keep his job because
Uh-huh.
Trump, the administration, the head of the administration, you know who I'm talking about, um, he is not doing as well as he could be doing, mental wise, leadership wise going forward. So people that he's put into these jobs, they're looking to keep these jobs. He's not going to be there to support them. This is his last administration, his last this is his last term. So they want
Mm,
to keep their jobs. They want to keep those salaries. They're going to have to start beefing up. I don't know about the rest of them. Cash Patel is
mm-hmm.
acting more like an FBI director. He's going to start acting
Interesting.
more and more like that. So start to see him really, really step his game up.
Uh-huh. Because, yeah, they're going to have to stand on their own if they want to stay around.
If they want to stay around, because if not, the next administration is just going to fire them
Yeah. And prosecute some of them.
and prosecute all of them. To be quite frankly,
Uh-huh.
there we go.
I'll keep an eye on Mr. Cash then, see what he does.
Yeah, it feels like he definitely goes about this in the best way possible.
Wow.
Uh, Also, too, keep the phone thing going on. They're not going to hold on. Yeah, they're going to get out of his way. The thing about it, he's going to sign other brothers and sisters who are black that are part of FBI. He's going to give them. I see what he's going to do. He's going to give them power,
Oh,
and
wow.
liaisons, like FBI
Yes.
liaisons. And okay, I know what he's going to do now. I know exactly what he's going to do. That's cool. That's really really cool. It's smart too.
Mm-hmm.
It's really smart. Then he just take up all the credit. Yippee. So, yeah, it's smart. It's very very smart. Well, honey, this was a lot of fun. Wow.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I missed the first half, so I'm going to go back and watch it.
Absolutely. This will be up live within the
Okay.
next 15 minutes. I'm not going to make a thumbnail for it. No need to.
Okay.
But because quite a few people will see it. Probably won't. But listen,
Mm,
it was fun to talk about
mm.
and getting it out there, definitely.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Theo, and I'll talk to you when I see you next.
All right, honey. Be good. Take care of yourself. Thank you, everybody. YouTube land. I appreciate you. Be good, everybody. Talk to you soon. Thank you, honey.